Okay. I think I can flat. Playing music helps your creative process. I can see that. It's inspiring. It uses the same part of your brain as the art creation part. Like, even just listening to this song makes me wanna draw. Helps me want to draw. How do I keep track of the layers? I use layers for organization. So each layer serves as a function. There is a reason why I separate them into layers. And once I remember the reason, it's very easy to keep track. So all of these, right, they're all bound by the mask shape, but the entire layer is filled in with a color. So it's really clear, like if I want the red, I just go to the red layer, right? Everything else, easy. There's one layer for the main line arts, one layer for other line arts that I want to make sure if I want to move stuff around, I can easily. So it's just these 2 layers for line arts. The 2 invisible layers are drafts that I don't need anymore. This one is the threads, the embroidery on top of everything that has an effect on it for line arts. Once there is a function served per layer and they are structured, like I don't just add a layer because I want to, or I am scared to draw on a previous layer or something. There's a reason for everything and it's not hard to keep track. The thing with using Photoshop to draw is Photoshop is for photo editing. And just because all the tools are there doesn't mean you have to use them. For drawing, you only need like 2 or 3 things, technically. You need a brush to draw the lines, you need the eraser to erase the lines, you need a layer to draw on, and you need eye drops and color palettes to choose your colors. Everything else is redundant, so you don't need different layers. You can just draw on one layer. You don't need lasso tool, you can just draw carefully, right? When you do want to use those extra tools, there's usually a reason. So using a magic wand allows me to not have to be too careful about where I make my selection. It'll just hug all the edges of the lines for me. Same thing with using layers. If I want a separate layer, it would be because I don't want to touch the previous layer. I want to preserve something on the previous layer. I want to preserve the ability to alter the content of those 2 different layers independently of each other, right? And a lot of times when people are learning how to use stuff like Photoshop or do digital art, they have a tendency to think like, okay, professional artists use a lot of layers. I should separate these elements, even though I don't need to, right? Professional artists like to draw the eyes or weapons or something background separately from the foreground, so I'm gonna do that. But then that creates a problem when you need to find things that you've drawn on a layer and you don't know which one it is because when you separated them, there was no reason for it. I mean, there's ways you can get around that, right? You can name the layers, you can make sure that when you separate the layers that the logic of the isolation is consistent. It can be color based, it can be content based. Like what I'm doing right now is color based. It can be content based in that if I want to draw the weapon, I'll put a weapon layer, and then if I want to draw the hair, I'll put a hair layer if I like to separate it like that. But I make sure that every time I make a new layer that I use the same logic for the separation, right? And then lastly, you can put them into folders, like how I put all my flat colors onto this folder. So I don't have to confuse them with the lines that are up here, right? The layer separation process could also be time-based, like you can use layers to chronicle the progress. So let's say for me, using Photoshop for painting, I can do rough painting on one layer and then I make a new layer and I start refining some of that painting. And I make another new layer to add texture to individual places. Then that way, when I go back and I'm like, I want to change some of the base colors that I laid down, I know it's one of the earlier layers, and the ones that are on top are superficial, unnecessary. You just need the structure. You figured it out, okay? What's her name again? Akratsuko or something? Okay. All right. Dimensions of a canvas for Webtoon page. The width of the Webtoon display is 800 pixels. DPI doesn't matter because DPI only matters when you print something. When you want to draw for Webtoons or any other arts, you want to draw bigger than the actual web display size so you can resize it down and have it be sharp and you can draw on a bigger canvas. So you want to draw on at least like twice that size, twice that width, which is 800 pixels. So like 2K would be good, 2K width. Wait, let me find... Let me find a full body. Why is she so cute normally? And so angry in this picture. Is she like a singer or something? Holy shit. That's her whole shtick. Stressed out salary woman. Relatable. Alright. Left hand. Okay, is this symmetrical? Looks okay so far. Yeah, surely this is a sign that I'm very proficient with drawing with my left hand as well. Holy fuck, this mic is not circular. Okay, I tried. There is some structure in here. Before I started trying to draw with my left hand, I was like, why is it that when kids color in the coloring books, that they always draw the lines outside of lines? Or fill the colors outside of lines? Isn't it so easy to just not do that? And then I started doing these meme things with my left hand, and then I realized, holy shit, it's actually fucking difficult to not color out of bounds. Sorry, kids, I take back my unreasonable expectations. We learn life lessons every day. What I'm saying is, drawing with your non-dominant hand is a life lesson for sure. Everyone should do it. Humble yourself. Oh my god, and then you're just born being ambidextrous because you have to in this world that does not accommodate you. And in doing so, gains a superpower that others don't have. Okay. This is the best I can do. Thanks for the redeem. I'm gonna post it on my left-hand channel. Not sure. Thank God, whenever possible for Sanrio. Is the series good? You loved it? Okay. No lesson was really learned. What does that mean? Like in terms of production? It was building up to something towards the last few episodes and throw it all out the window. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, sounds like it. I remember when it first came out, a lot of my friends liked it. Chitana, thanks for the 5 gift subs. I appreciate it. I want to play piano. But I'm probably so rusty. See you. Thanks for watching. What kind of lighting do I want? Let me think.